All right, day 3 of the Camino, after the Day of the Dead. How did you end up sleeping last night?
It took me a while to fall asleep, but once I slept great.
I slept great last night as well. It was really nice. As I said, that albergue was great. One of my favorite ever. We did run into a little issue. We'll be talking about that in a moment. Hopefully it is a non-issue. It's either going to be a non-issue or a huge issue. We'll find out soon. Sam's enjoying her apple. Our first stop is like 2 kilometers away. Excited. It's, I dare say, a little chilly this morning, but we're going to be praying for this in a few hours. We're off to Tomar today. Looking forward to today's hike. So here we are. We were just talking about how in the first 2 days we've seen 1 pilgrim. That's it, 1. So different from the Frances where they're everywhere. Well, right in front of us, it looks like we got a group of 3 pilgrims. So we may not be the only ones doing this. It's kind of nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You know, last year when we were doing the Camino, we were complaining at certain points about it being too crowded, and now it's almost too empty. So here we are again, more road walking. Right by this is actually the highway this time. There's a thick gutter to our left, but there's no way to walk any type of distance with your right leg, 8 inches higher than your left leg. So luckily the road only lasted a couple 100 meters. It really wasn't that big of a deal. That was going to be bad if it was for much more time. Now we're on a beautiful trail surrounded by, I think we're in a eucalyptus forest here. Really pretty. So this is a good example of trying to find the arrows. Sometimes they can take a moment to find, but most of the time they're like this, and they're pretty clear, telling you which way to go. So up we go. So as we're going up the hill here, we got passed by another pilgrim. So we're up to 4 pilgrims today. We saw 1 the first 2 days and 4 in the first hour of today. So that's pretty cool. He's from Spain, going to the same place we are today, Tomar. So nice little climb, not too steep. Sam would rather it be flatter, but she's killing it like she always does. This is beautiful. This is the Camino that we remember. This is the Camino that we love. Trails, forests, solitude, and a handful of pilgrims to say hi and buen camino or bom camino too. Last year I used 2 hiking sticks every day. I mean, just flat ground, didn't matter. I always had my 2 poles. I got 1 pole going today so I can film with the other one. This hill's making me rethink that a little bit, but it looks like it's flattening out, but I think we say that around every turn. Sam and I are standing here debating, do we go left, center, right, trails everywhere, looking for an arrow. And then how did we not notice it's right in front of us the entire time? See, you got to just be really perspective to see the arrows. And when I say perspective, clearly I mean perceptive. So I'm guessing you haven't seen this yet, but if that's the trail behind us, we're in for a fun day. So there's one point where we came around the bend and there was a hill, and then we turned left and we're like, yes, we're not going up there. Then 2 bends later, we find out that we truly do have a mini Everest in front of us. So got both the hiking poles out and up we go. So one of the weird things we've noticed out here as we're walking through this eucalyptus forest is they're almost planted as if they're crops. They're in perfect lines with holes down the middle. I don't know. I don't think you do that as crops. It would have had to have been a very long time ago. So let me know in the comments below if this is how they naturally grow or if this was planted at some point. So the question is, do we go up that hill? Do we go up that hill? Or do we get to go up that hill? They look flat on camera. They're not. just had a nice lunch at a little cafe in...
A Ceiceira.
Thank you, Google. Met a gentleman named Peter from Germany. He had me take a picture of some beer that his town is very famous for. Really nice guy. He's up ahead of us a little bit. Still a little too shy to ask people if they want to be on camera. At some point, I got to kind of get over that. I think we're pretty close to the halfway point now. Full 11K or so from here to Tomar, which is our stop for the night. Been a really nice walk so far.
It really has. It's been great today.
So Peter was saying the same thing I have, is like, I asked him if he liked it when I first met him, and he basically said, no, not really. He said, so much road walking. He's done 2 other Caminos. He's not a big fan, but he agreed with us where today was the first day that really felt like, well, to us, the Frances, and to him, the other Caminos he's done. The trees and the path. So I was talking to Peter, I'm like, I really like these old villages and these old little towns. And he goes, you know, I really don't think they're very old. I don't think the buildings are much more than 200, maybe 300 years old. Gave a good chuckle for me being from the US. I'm like, man, we call it like 100 years is really old. Anything over 60, 70 years, we're like, wow, this is like an older building. Funny to hear somebody say 200, 300 years old is just not that old. Definitely different cultures. We're sitting here at a nice little roadside cafe about a mile or so outside of Tomar. Been a tale of 2 hikes for sure today. I did mention earlier today that we had maybe a little problem, maybe not, hopefully not. When Sam woke up this morning, she noticed a couple little blood stains down by her ankle in the sheets. The blood didn't go all the way through to the undersheet. She's sure it wasn't there the night before, but she had no blood on her. So of course, because of last year, we immediately start searching her room, and we did feel like we found one little, looked like a bed bug climbing on the wall. It was only one. There was nothing on the beds. There was nothing through the entire room. When we ran into problems last year, they were all over the walls and all over the place. I'm obviously open. Well, we're both hoping that it's nothing. But as we're sitting here now, she's starting to feel like the bites are starting to show up. For me, the bites showed up immediately last year, at least in the morning, and they got progressively worse through the day. For her, her bites didn't appear for days later. So we're hoping one of 2 things. One, obviously, there's nothing there. Or 2, it's just 1 or 2 little ones that may have gotten her. Nothing got in our bags, or nothing got on our clothes. Hopefully this isn't the end of our Camino. We'll keep you updated. Heading into Tomar now. We'll do a closing on the day then. So here we are, what's become our common experience at laundromats, trying to nuke all of our stuff again. So we got all of our merino wool in there getting nuked on the highest temperature, 70 Celsius. And we got all of our other stuff in here getting washed, and then those will go in there. Our understanding is that merino wool cannot be washed and then dried, and should be okay if we dried only. since that's what we did last time and they didn't get destroyed, seems to work. Hopefully it kills everything. Hopefully 70 Celsius is hot enough. We're gonna go grab a beer while we wait. Hopefully nobody steals our stuff. If they do, they're gonna have a nice surprise. So the last load of laundry is sitting there getting dried. We're grabbing a beer. Day's coming to an end. What are your thoughts on today?
Didn't start off the best because, you know, the whole bug problem. And then, so that was on my mind off and on during the day. The beginning of the walk, it was fine, actually. It really was. It was a little bit of street walking, but then we quickly got into like, you know, woods, or I don't know what you want to call it. But it was really pretty. It was really nice. Just, you know, dirt road paths and stuff up and down, which was actually really, really nice. A little change of pace. And then we got back onto the road. A lot of street walking, scary street walking. Met a nice guy named Peter from Germany. He was so cool. So that was fun. We had a little breakfast snack with him. And then he went on his way because he's a super fast walker. So we didn't see him again. He was gone. And then we got to our place, which is really nice. And I'm just glad that we were able to find all these restaurants and bars and pubs so close by, and the laundromat's really close by. So it's good.
How's the weather been so far, especially compared to last year?
Weather's been wonderful. Love it. So apparently July, or maybe because we were a little bit in the heat wave last year in August, September, July here in Portugal is beautiful. Best weather. Love it.
All right, we're here day 3, or night 3, I should say. We're in Tomar. Went through, did the whole bed bug washing, drying, trying to get everything as clean as we could. We've got bags packed and ready to be shipped tomorrow. We're losing some pretty good weight tomorrow. I'm guessing 12, 14 pounds between the two of us. Pretty good amount of weight. The town is incredible. We didn't get a chance to explore it, but from sitting from the laundromat and across the street from the laundromat, looked like a neat town. Castle up on the hill, big Knights Templar in the streets. Everywhere was a very branded Knights Templar, which is really cool. Fortunately, we didn't get a chance to explore the castle at all. The church, as seems to be the norm, was not open, which is kind of weird. How was dinner?
It was excellent. It was so good. Food was great, the wine was great, and we got a really good ice cream afterwards.
Ice cream was over the top. I think that's the first time in being together for nearly 30 years that she wanted ice cream instead of me. And she finished my ice cream. That never happens. Plan for tomorrow is to get up early. Well, not too early. We're going to have our bags shipped tomorrow morning. We need to be out the door by 8:30, and tomorrow is, I believe, the longest day. And the most uphill day. Should be a good time to not have bags. Think that's everything for tonight. Buen camino.
Buen